This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, Hazleton's fire chief talks with our Lisa Sugart about some summer safety tips. Welcome to a brand new week of FYI on SSPTV and SSPTV.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Ken Karen. Here's your Monday headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The brother of a Hazleton murder suspect has been arrested and charged with intimidation of witnesses. 30-year-old Denny Mora of Hazleton was taken into custody yesterday after he allegedly threatened street gang retaliation against those who testify against his brother. His brother, 26-year-old Rafael Mora Polanco, is charged with homicide in the shooting death of 35-year-old Jorge Marrero in the area of 4th and Alter Streets on June 11th. Hazleton police arrested Denny Mora around 5:30 yesterday at 8th and Alter Streets. He was committed to Luzerne County Prison and is being held without bail. A 40-year-old Hazleton man was arrested Sunday after he allegedly broke into a home and assaulted a woman. According to Hazleton police, the female victim reported that Earl Hunsinger broke into her home in the 100 block of East Maple Street while she was asleep, assaulted her, and threatened to kill her. She says that the suspect refused to leave her and held her captive with a knife. The victim managed to get out of the residence and call police. Hunsinger was found inside the home and taken into custody. He was arraigned on charges of burglary, unlawful restraint, terroristic threats, simple assault, harassment, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Hunsinger was committed to Luzerne County Prison, unable to post $60,000 bail. An anniversary mass was held yesterday to mark the 200th anniversary of Mother Teresa's visit to Monoy City. Mother Teresa visited Monoy City back on June 17th of 1995. She came to see 5 sisters from the religious order that she had founded. Sisters from that same order, the Missionaries of Charity, were in attendance for yesterday's special Mass at Blessed Teresa of Calcutta Church. The Mass was celebrated by the Most Reverend John Barris, Bishop of the Diocese of Allentown. Back in 1995, Mother Teresa attended Mass in the same church, then known as St. Joseph's Church. Hundreds were in attendance to celebrate the woman who is now beatified and on the path to canonization. Legislation has been proposed that would change the governing structure of Penn State University. State Senator John Udechak recently unveiled Senate Bill 800, the Pennsylvania State University Commonwealth Act. Udechak says it would reaffirm the legal status of Penn State as a state-related university. We caught up with the senator recently in our area and asked about his newly proposed bill.
It would mirror the other state-related universities, Pitt, Temple, and Lincoln. And what we are trying to accomplish over the last few years, the current governance structure at Penn State and the current Board of Trustees, the majority of the Board of Trustees, have not been inclusive, have not engaged in the debate and continued the partnership, the historic partnership with Pennsylvania, 160 years of working together, advance the purposes and public mission of higher education as a state-related university. Over the last few years, Penn State has moved more toward a private status, moved away from its state-related status, and what Senate Bill 800 will do will reaffirm the legal status of Penn State as a state-related, will preserve that public mission, and will improve governance at Penn State University.
The bill is a bipartisan effort sponsored by 30 members of the Senate. The warm weather brings everyone outdoors. It can also result in summertime accidents. Tonight, FYI's Lisa Sugart talks with Hazleton's fire chief for some important tips to keep your family safe this summer.
Well, 'tis the season for swimming and mowing and all kinds of outdoor activities, and the key is to stay safe when you're doing it. Here to give us some important safety tips is Hazleton Fire Chief Donald Leschko. Chief, you see a lot of accidents. You get a lot of calls that you have to respond to involving whether it be people swimming, people mowing their lawns. What kind of accidents do you see?
This time of year, especially with the summer now, we see definitely accidents involving lawnmowers, incidents of that type. And also, another big incident we see is a lot of children on bicycles, riding their bicycles without helmets, not being cautious, not using, cautious in the area where they're riding, riding in the middle of the streets where they should not really be riding those bikes. The main thing we do advocate, and I think all agencies, fire, police, and EMS will advocate, is if your child's out riding a bicycle, make sure they have a helmet on. Make sure they're, they have a helmet on, they're protected. in doing that. Make sure they're riding on the sidewalks, they're riding in a controlled area, that they're not, and also more important is that they're using caution when they're riding. They're not just darting out in intersections, they're not darting out in the middle of the streets. You want to use caution because as the children are out there children are out there on their bikes, you have adults out there, and especially now the children are out of school, so we're really trying to also focus that the adults are using caution too, because we all know kids are carefree, and children sometimes just think that, oh, I'm coming down the street, I can go right across, they're not stopping and all that. That's why we really want everyone to use a lot of caution this summer and just be careful. And please watch for, especially the children on the bicycles and even out walking and running and playing in the areas of the playgrounds or just, in general, and children in their own backyards.
Very good advice. And for people, we're all out mowing the lawn and we think nothing of that, but that can be dangerous as well.
Yeah, you want to make sure if you're mowing your yard, that, you had your mower inspected. Make sure you went over it, make sure that the spark plug's working right. Most importantly, that if you're with the gasoline, you're using a vented gas can. When you're storing those mowers, that they're in a vented area, that you're not putting them in basements. You're trying to keep them in a well-vented area, especially with gas cans. You want to keep that stuff located outside or in a shed area away from your residence. But also, if something has happened with your mower, make sure you stop it. Don't leave it running to try to unclog the grass and put your hand in that blade area. There's warning labels. I always say there's warning labels on these items for a reason.
Very good. And lastly, you're going to see many children out splashing around in swimming pools and some, unfortunately, also swimming in places that are illegal. So what advice do you have for people about swimming?
Number one is if you're going to go swimming in an approved area. Swimming pools with a parent or guardian watching, a community pool with lifeguards on duty, or, make sure you have an adult there. Don't go into these mine areas, these stripping pits that are filled with water. They're not approved areas. They're just hazards. The state, local governments have done all they can to make sure people stay out of those areas. They warn people. There's enough warnings out there to just make sure people stay out of those areas, and especially parents, teach your children. Teach your children they're not the areas to go in. They're not the areas to go swimming in. They're not the areas to go biking in. They're not the areas to go playing in.
All right. Very well said. Hopefully everybody will be safe this summer and everybody will have a wonderful summer.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. Many came out on Saturday to take part in the Race for the Cherubs at Eagle Rock Resort. The event featured a 5K run and walk and a 10K run, a kids walk, tricky trace, and more, all in memory of Ariana Gennaro Lugo. Little Ariana lost her battle with CDH, congenital diaphragmatic hernia. Roughly 50% of babies born with CDH do not survive. All proceeds from Saturday's Race for the Cherubs will benefit the nonprofit organization CherubsCDH.org. Well, the countdown is on. Little League All-Star tournaments are just around the corner, and we have your local schedules coming up in sports. Plus, Ron Marchetti brought a boxing glove with him to show and tell tonight. We'll find out why a little later on FYI.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's Monday and we're here at Core Fitness. We want to welcome you back to our beautiful facility, but we know that the weather is getting nice and it's time to start getting outside. And I've been telling you for months that it was coming, time for you to take off the heavy coats, and all of a sudden it's here. And it seems like it snuck up on us, but you had some time. Don't fret. If you still need to do a couple things, I want to show you 4 exercises today that you can do every single day and get your arms and your abs ready for the season to be outside and bearing some skin, okay? So we're going to do either sets of these in 15 reps, or you can do them timed 30 seconds each. 2 arm exercises and 2 all over core and back and ab exercises. So the first one, we have a chair set up and we're going to work the back of the arm, which is a huge problem area for women, okay? So you're going to place your hands on the edge of your chair, you're going to come out, and the elbows are going to go straight back and you're going to press back up. Now remember, you're breathing through these. You want to focus on the back of the arm, squeeze up at the top, give it a little extra squeeze, and you'll start to feel these immediately. So again, 30 seconds or 15 of those. Second is a push-up on a chair, okay? These may seem like they won't be difficult, but trust me, after 30 seconds they will. So you're gonna bring your chest down, squeeze. Okay, make sure you can put these against a wall. You can put your hands against a wall, or you can do them this way. If you're hardcore, you can go right down to the floor and do a full push-up. First ab exercise on your back, okay? Alternate up, exhaling as you lift, up to the knee, or you can take it straight up to the leg. Again, 30 seconds, or because we're alternating, we want to do 16. We're going to roll over to plank, okay? And here we're going to hold a straight line from the feet out to the top of the head, or down to the knees, out to the top of the head. Abs tight. Now this is an all-over exercise. What we're going to start to do is rock forward on the toes, working the shoulders and the lower abdominal wall. Okay? Walking your hands back, carefully rolling up. Okay, so there's your 4 exercises. Try them out. You'll be ready in no time. See you next Monday.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Felt like a vampire when I walked outside today. The sun was so bright I ran right back inside and waited for some cloud cover. I hope I'm okay because I'm Italian and I love garlic. I also love reading the weather, and here's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight partly cloudy with a low around 64, light and variable wind. Here's our extended forecast. On Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms likely mainly between noon and 5 p.m. Some of the storms could produce gusty winds. They could get up to 36 miles per hour. It will be mostly cloudy with a high near 84, 70% chance of precipitation, and new rainfall amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 inch are possible. On Tuesday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, 30% chance, mostly cloudy with a low around 59. Wednesday looks nice, sunny with a high near 79 degrees. Wednesday night is partly cloudy with a low of 57 degrees. Thursday, 40% chance of showers, but a partly sunny day with a high of 74. Thursday night, showers likely, mostly cloudy with a low of 58. And for our Friday, a chance of showers, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high of 71. At night, 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy. Our low will be 58 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
And now here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 2, 24, Pick 3, 974, Pick 4, 9068, and Pick 5, 62808. And those winning lottery numbers brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency, with 2 locations to serve you. One is in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue, the other in Nescopec on Broad Street. Call Boyer in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescopec at 570-752-7683. We'll be back with sports, but first, here's a message from Friedman Electric.
We have a new segment here on FYI on Mondays. We're here at Friedman Electric celebrating 80 years in business. You might recognize this guy, Jerry Katina. And, you know, Jerry, everyone knows you for lighting, and we're here in the showroom to feature all of the nice amenities that you have. So we're going to start with lighting this week and tell everyone how they could save money and shop local. So let's talk about the LED lights.
All right, the LEDs that we have now have come a long way. Everybody was talking about compact fluorescent years ago. Compact fluorescent ends up being an issue because of disposal.
Okay.
You can't throw them in the garbage, there's mercury in them. LED is not like that. LEDs also rated depending on between 25 and 50,000 hours, depending on the manufacturer, and they are dimmable. The only thing is that I could tell customers is make sure that when you're purchasing an LED lamp that you speak to a qualified person that's selling them, because if you do not dim them correctly, they will strobe in and out. Now, as you can see here, we have some LEDs, and this is the correct dimmer that's on this, and you can see that it's not in any way, shape, or form flickering. So that's the correct dimmer for that application.
Okay, so again, we want to make sure that if you're purchasing the LED lamps that you're talking to someone who is certified.
That is correct. Somebody that knows that they are dimmable.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about other amenities here, or I should say features of Friedman Electric, again celebrating their 80th anniversary, correct?
Yes, that is correct. One more thing I forgot to tell you about was we do also have wireless control for your LED. This can go right into your router and you can control it from your smartphone.
Very good. There are a lot of new products here. Again, you're located right on Broad Street.
455 East Broad Street, yes.
In downtown Hazleton, so you can stop by or visit them on the website. Next week, we're going to talk about generators, security cameras, and also new floor heating systems. That will happen all month here on FYI on Mondays, where we're saving you money.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
The road to Williamsport starts this week. No, I'm not talking about construction on 80 West. I'm talking about District Little League tournaments. On Friday, the fun starts in District 18 with the 11 and 12-year-old tournament. Hazel Township and Whitehaven, they will play at Towamensing and Weatherly. Those all 4 teams combining there to play against each other. That game will be played at Towamensing. The winner will play Valley West on Monday. Freeland and Hazleton, they play at Coryell Stadium. The winner moves on to play Jim Thorpe. Here's the other 2 games on Friday. Tri-County travels to Franklin Township. The winner will play West Hazleton. Then we have Valley East and Anthracite. They play their home games at Nesquehoning. The winner of that game will play Tamaqua. All of these games start at 6 p.m. in this double elimination tournament. District 24 starts with pool play on Saturday. Shenandoah will play against Pottsville Rotary in Pool 2. On Sunday, Ashland, who's also in Pool 2, will play Schuylkill Haven. Also on Sunday, Frackville visits Railway Park in a Pool 3 contest. Monoy City starts play in Pool 4 next Tuesday at Upper Dauphin. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs and Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders provided a lot of fireworks over the Father's Day weekend. Welcome to summer. The teams combined to score 29 runs in 3 games. The Pigs won on Friday with Russ Kanzler helping out with his 2-for-3 night. The Rail Riders outscored the Pigs 7-5 on Saturday. Kanzler was 1-for-3 in that game, and the Rail Riders took the finale on Sunday 8-2. Russ was 0-for-4 at the plate in that game. The Penn State Hazleton softball team continues to make headlines even after their 6th place finish in the nation this year at the United States Collegiate Athletic Association Championships. The Nittany Lions were at the Geisinger Medical Center in Danville to drop off their donation to Kelsey's Dream Snack Pack program that helps kids fighting cancer. The team raised money and goods for the program. The story of the program is amazing, and to read it, you can go to kelseysdream.org. And congrats to the Penn State Hazleton softball team for making one more highlight this season. All right. Now it's time for Ron Marchetti and Trivia Treats.
On this very day, the Cleveland Indians were the victims of one of the 2 greatest comebacks in baseball history. Hi, everybody. On this day, after Father's Day, Trivia Treats, the Indians led the Philadelphia Athletics 15-5 in the top of the 7th inning at Chai Park in Philadelphia in 1925, 90 years ago today. However, the 12-run deficit is still tied for the largest ever overcome by a big league team. One of my childhood heroes, All-American from the University of Wisconsin, All-Pro in the NFL with the Los Angeles Rams, who was enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, number 40, Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch, would have been 92 today. Okay, it's time for another trivia question and answer, but this time, not one of our viewers will know this answer. Who holds the record for the longest relief appearance in Major League history? Don't even think about it. Nobody will know. Answer: Zip Zabel of the Cubs completed the longest relief appearance in Major League history by pitching 18.5 innings on this day in 1915, exactly 100 years ago. 79 years ago from this past weekend, former heavyweight champion Max Schmeling of Germany, an 8-1 underdog, upset Joe Louis with a 12th round knockout in a non-title heavyweight bout at Yankee Stadium. Schmeling was champion from 1930 through 1932, but at the age of 30 seemed to be washed up. The 22-year-old Louis seemed to be invincible with a 23-0 record. Until that upset, however, Louis will recover and win the heavyweight crown from James J. Braddock, the Cinderella Man, in 1937. The first African-American champ since Jack Johnson in 1915. Louis will meet Schmeling again at Yankee Stadium on June 22nd, 1938, almost 2 years to the day after their first fight and exactly 77 years ago from today. This fight was built up with political implications as the atrocities of the Nazi regime in Germany were much better known at the time of the first meeting in 1936. This time it was a different story. The Brown Bomber destroyed Schmeling in the first round. Joe Louis would go on to successfully defend his heavyweight title 26 times in the next 12 years when ring announcer Johnny Addy yelled his name into the ring. Mike, 26 times in a row. And still, heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Louis. My 8 childhood and all-time lifetime heroes were number 1, Mickey Mantle, number 3, Doc Blanchard, number 4, Glenn Davis, number 5, Pete Doc, and number 6, Crazy Legs Hirsch, number 7, Jim Brown, and number 8, Rocky Marciano. Hey, what about number 2? Joe Louis. Till Friday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Hey everyone, here's tonight's social news. Come out to the St. Joseph's Parish Picnic this Saturday and Sunday, June 27th and 28th, at the Shepton Oneida Fire Hall. There'll be ethnic and picnic foods with their famous blinis, games, bake shop, and much more. And a grand raffle on Sunday at 4 p.m. And finally, the Hazleton YMCA YWCA is holding their annual Partners for Youth Golf Tournament, June 26th, with a 1 p.m. shotgun start at Sugarloaf Golf Course. Golfers and sponsors are still needed. For more information, call 570-455-2046. That's tonight's social news. FYI News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Nancy L. Smith of Weatherly. Services are private under the direction of the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. Condolences can be made online at griffithsfuneralhomes.com. Robert E. Kemp of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Hazel Chapel of the Crop and Hughes Funeral Home and online at khfuneralhomes.com. Emil Kitlin of Drums. Funeral will be held Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home and Crematory. Office of Christian Burial will be held at St. Michael's Orthodox Church. Burial will be held at St. Mary's Cemetery. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Panachita service will be held at 8 p.m. And Virgil J. Kirschbaumer of Hazleton. Services will be announced by the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name on Channel 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Tonight's winner is John Costa of Drums. John, if you see your name now, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
We jam as much information as we can into FYI every day here on TV, but there's so much more information online at facebook.com/FYI News 13. That's where we post breaking news. You can also go to standardspeaker.com. That's it for Monday. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take it easy, everyone.